In our video today, we will be giving free tips to New Zealanders specifically when they go shopping at their local supermarket. But it may be a help to you if you live internationally or in another country. 1. White flour bread. Avoid it. Here's why. It's highly processed. White flour is stripped of its fiber, vitamins, and minerals. All that's left is empty calories. Blood sugar spikes. It gets absorbed quickly, causing a rapid spike in blood sugar, followed by an energy crash. This can contribute to weight gain, insulin resistance, and eventually type 2 diabetes if consumed regularly. Low nutritional value. Since most of the good stuff, like fiber and micronutrients, is removed during processing. 2. Wholemeal, whole wheat, bread. It's better than white bread, but it's still not the best option, especially if it's heavily processed. It still contains gluten and can spike blood sugar, though less dramatically than white bread. Refined whole wheat can still be relatively low in fiber. Sometimes, manufacturers add refined flour to wholemeal bread, making it less nutritious than it might seem at first glance. Good, but not great. Wholemeal offers more fiber, which helps with digestion. 3. High-quality multigrain breads. This is your winner, but with some caveats. A caveat is a warning or notice advising individuals to consider potential risks. Look for whole grains. Multigrain bread can be a great option, but only if it's made with whole grains. Whole grains retain all of their fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Variety is key. Look for breads made with a variety of grains, like quinoa, oats, barley, rye, etc. These will give you a broader spectrum of nutrients, including healthy fats and antioxidants. Check the ingredients, as many multigrain breads in supermarkets still use a lot of refined flour, sugar, and preservatives. Read the label to make sure it says 100% whole grain or 100% whole wheat. If you see ingredients like enriched flour or added sugar, it's a pass. Higher in fiber. These breads tend to have a much higher fiber content, which is great for digestion, regulating blood sugar, and feeling fuller for longer. Higher in fiber. These breads tend to have a much higher fiber content, which is great for digestion, regulating blood sugar, and feeling fuller for longer. 4. Margarine versus butter. This one's easy. Avoid margarine, especially the processed, hydrogenated kind. Margarine, it's often packed with trans fats, if it's not the trans fat-free variety, which are linked to heart disease and inflammation. Butter. If you want fat, real butter is a better option than margarine, but use sparingly. It's not ideal for heart health in large amounts because it's high in saturated fats, but if you're eating a balanced diet, a little bit of butter can be okay. Just avoid the highly processed spreads. Best option. If you really want to avoid all that, use avocado, olive oil, or nut butters, without added sugar, as spreads. These provide healthy fats that are better for your body. In summary, here's the breakdown. White bread, avoid. It's the worst option for your blood sugar, digestion, and overall health. Wholemeal bread, better than white, but still processed. Look for 100% whole wheat. Multigrain bread, best, if it's made from whole grains. Check labels for 100% whole grain to ensure quality. Margarine, avoid. It's packed with unhealthy fats and chemicals. Butter, use in moderation if you're going for the real thing, but better alternatives are avocado or olive oil. If you want to get picky and go all in on health, try making your own bread or find local bakers who use sprouted whole grains. Sprouted grain bread is even better than regular whole grain because it's easier to digest and provides better nutrition. New Zealand brands of bread to eat or avoid when it comes to New Zealand bread brands. There's a mix of options, and some are better than others, depending on your health goals. Here's a breakdown of good options and those you might want to avoid. Best bread brands in New Zealand: whole grain, high quality, minimal additives. Mana whole grain bread. Note we've never heard of it in New Zealand. Why? It's good. Mana makes a variety of whole grain and wholemeal breads, typically with minimal processing. Their breads often include seeds and grains like linseed, sunflower seeds, and pumpkin seeds, which are great for fiber and healthy fats. Key features: 100% whole grain. No added sugar or preservatives. Higher in fiber than standard white bread. Ceres Organics, wholemeal, sprouted, and gluten-free, often expensive. But Ceres are great products. Why it's good? Ceres Organics offers organic breads with whole grains and without refined ingredients. Their bread is made from sprouted grains and wholemeal, providing an easier-to-digest bread that's rich in nutrients. Key features: sprouted whole grains, easier on digestion. Organic ingredients, no added preservatives or artificial chemicals. Great for those avoiding gluten or processed foods. Fix and Fog, super-seeded bread. Why it's good. Known for their peanut butters, Fix and Fog also offers great multi-grain, seed-packed breads. Their super-seeded bread contains a blend of healthy seeds and whole grains, delivering a boost in fiber, omega-3s, and protein. Key features: packed with seeds like chia, sunflower, and pumpkin. Rich in fiber and healthy fats. No added sugar or preservatives. Baker's Delight, wholemeal and multigrain breads. Why it's good. Baker's Delight offers solid wholemeal and multigrain options with less processing. While they can be a little more commercial, their multigrain bread tends to be a good, higher fiber choice with a variety of seeds and whole grains. Key features: wholemeal and multigrain options. Made with seeds like flax and sunflower. Lower in sugar and preservatives compared to most supermarket bread. Woolworth's The Better Bakery bread range, wholemeal and multigrain. Why it's good. Woolworths offers wholemeal and multigrain breads under the Better Bakery line, which are made with more whole grains than typical white bread, with fewer preservatives. Key features: 100% whole wheat or multigrain. Lower in additives and preservatives compared to some other supermarket brands. A bit more affordable while still being healthier. Bread brands to avoid: common commercial breads with additives, sugar, and low nutritional value. Tip Top, white bread, and some other variants. Why to avoid. Tip Top is one of the most widely available bread brands in New Zealand, but their white bread, and even some wholemeal variants, are made from refined flour and are loaded with preservatives, added sugars, and enriched flour. Red Flags, refined flour, which removes fiber and nutrients. Added sugar and preservatives. Higher glycemic index, meaning it spikes your blood sugar. Molenberg, white and some wholemeal variants. Why to avoid. Molenberg has a strong market presence, but some of their bread, particularly the white and even wholemeal options, are made with refined flour. Some varieties are also heavily processed, which means low nutritional value. Red Flags. Some products contain high fructose corn syrup or added sugar. Lack of whole grains in some of their wholemeal products. Panasonic bread, supermarket generic brands. Note: never heard of this in New Zealand. Why to avoid. Generic supermarket bread brands like Panasonic and certain home brand loaves can be full of additives, preservatives, and enriched flour. They often contain added sugar and emulsifiers, which are just more empty calories with little to no nutritional benefit. Red Flags. High glycemic index, bad for blood sugar. Full of artificial additives. Low fiber content. Woolworths or Countdown white breads. Why to avoid. Even though Woolworths or Countdown offer multigrain and wholemeal options, their white bread products are loaded with refined flour and sugar. These can cause the same blood sugar spikes and insulin resistance issues that come with other commercial white breads. Red Flags. Made with refined white flour, not whole grains. Often preserved with artificial chemicals. Contains added sugar. Additional tips when choosing bread in New Zealand. Look for 100% whole grain or 100% whole wheat. These are the most nutritious. Whole grains have fiber, protein, healthy fats, and micronutrients, vitamins and minerals. Check the ingredients. You want the first ingredient to be whole grain, not just wheat flour. Also, make sure there's no added sugar, especially hidden in the form of high fructose corn syrup. Avoid enriched or refined. These breads have been stripped of the good stuff, so even if they say whole wheat, they're not as nutritious as they appear. Look for high fiber content. Ideally, aim for at least 4-5 g of fiber per slice. The more fiber, the better for digestion, weight management, and blood sugar regulation. Go for seeded breads. These typically pack in more nutrients like healthy fats, protein, and fiber. Avoid enriched or refined. These breads have been stripped of the good stuff, so even if they say whole wheat, they're not as nutritious as they appear. Look for high fiber content. Ideally, aim for at least 4-5 g of fiber per slice. The more fiber, the better for digestion, weight management, and blood sugar regulation. Go for seeded breads. These typically pack in more nutrients like healthy fats, protein, and fiber. Bonus: homemade bread option for the ultimate control over ingredients. Consider making your own bread with whole grain flour, seeds, and natural sweeteners. It's actually easy and cheap once you get the hang of it, and you can be sure you're not eating anything you don't want.
Learn what makes food good for you, but what counts as healthy food. Consider items that grow from the ground like fruits, vegetables, and herbs. These nourish your body like a strong fuel source. On the other hand, what's considered junk food? Junk food is often seen in bags or cans, like chips, candy, or sugary drinks. They don't make you feel great in the long run. Here's a free tip. Eating more fresh produce such as carrots, tomatoes, and apples can really boost your health. By cutting free from sugar, salt, sweets, coffee, and dairy, getting rid of refined sugars and sweets, it can be beneficial since they often lead to gaining weight, insulin issues, and storing fat, especially when consumed too much. Therefore, removing them might support losing weight. Just don't swap them for other high-calorie foods. Make sure the new choices are nutritious. From my personal diary, November 28, 2025. In the next 30 days, I'm making a bold move. I'm taking full control of my food environment, clearing out my fridge, deep freezer, pantry, everything. I'm extremely determined to cut out processed junk, excess sugar, salt, dairy, coffee, and all the prepackaged, canned products and focusing only on homegrown, organic vegetables, root vegetables, and herbs. I'm also considering creating a visual reminder that I can see constantly throughout my day as a powerful tool for staying focused, committed, and motivated. The more frequently you're reminded of your goals, the more likely you are to take consistent action toward them. It's about creating visual cues that keep you aligned with your objectives. A visual reminder for your day-to-day goals. A visual can act as a constant motivational trigger. Here's how you can set it up for maximum effectiveness. Where to place it? Put this visual somewhere you will see it regularly. By your bed, on your fridge, near your workout area, or on the bathroom mirror. These high-traffic spots will ensure that you're constantly reminded of your goals. Design considerations. Keep it simple, clear, and motivational. The goal is to make it eye-catching so you can't ignore it. Incorporate these elements. Big, bold statement. Something like, I am in control of my success, or every choice moves me closer to my goal. Your diet and exercise. A simple daily meal schedule or workout routine. Progress tracker. A section where you can check off completed tasks, such as protein target for the day,